Good afternoon, halfway through our winter storm. On this Thursday afternoon, a reminder we still have an ice storm warning from about Wilsonville southward all the way down to Eugene. And it is this evening and tonight that has always been the greatest threat for freezing rain. That's the way it's always been. I know it was snow this morning for pretty much everybody. And then, of course, we have just the plain winter storm warning out for the Portland, Vancouver area that is also in effect into the morning hours of your Friday. So on the left is the watch warning map from the National Weather Service. Again, the bright purple areas, the ice storm warning from about Wilsonville south. This other brighter color, Portland, Vancouver, up into parts of the Coast Range, the winter storm warning. And then the blue, just a good old fashioned winter weather advisory for snow and not really expecting much in the way of any ice mixing in. Snow amounts today, by the way, ranged. Generally, this was a snow band that started off in Eugene at 5 o'clock, started to snow in Salem at 6, started to snow in Portland at 8, finally got out of the or north of the Columbia River in the 1 o'clock hour and left generally as little as a half of an inch to more commonly what was 2 to even 3 inches of snow across the area. We had some icing earlier this morning, but for the most part to date so far, this was the one snow band that moved up across the area, and the timing and the amount pretty much what I expected. Now, we do have the freezing rain coming tonight. I'm going to show you this animation, but see the yellow? This is this evening. There's Salem, Marion County, down through Lane County, and generally just south of Portland. That's the freezing rain bullseye setting up this evening and the coming hours into tonight. And then we see the darker kind of purple tones right in here center over Marion County and then south down through Albany. That's an area that actually could get about a quarter of an inch of total freezing rain accumulation, which is enough to bring trees down and power lines down and really make a big mess. The other headline is the models love, it won't last as long as what we had this morning, but they love a second snow band later tonight, early tomorrow morning, like 5, 6, 7 a.m., moving across much of the valley. And then that's kind of the finale. After that, the storm will be winding down. So, with that said, here are some headlines. Evening overnight showery mix. We had the snow band this morning into the early afternoon, and now it's actually been pretty quiet, right? The models got that right. I was surprised how quiet it would be, but the forecast data was correct. Anyway, showers or periods of precipitation picking up early this evening, and could be anywhere a mix of snow, sleet, freezing rain. Even some areas have the potential to have temperatures stay above freezing tonight in the valley. That would be, of course, just rain. Snowband early Friday morning, I talked about showing up in the 5, 6 o'clock hour. That gives us an additional snowfall of a half of an inch to an inch, maybe two. Hours of evening, overnight freezing rain in that bullseye area. Again, I'll show you that coming up. But Salem, Albany's kind of the center point of where freezing rain could really become a problem for hours and hours this evening and overnight. Most likely south of Portland near Salem. Ice accumulations at most in the bullseye, a quarter of an inch or a little bit more. And then the storm still looks to be ending before Friday noon as we warm up in the morning hours. The threat of wintry precipitation ends. We still have some scattered rain showers in the afternoon, but temperatures will be on the up and up. Okay, the Momentus Wealth Podcast, listen on Apple Podcasts, listen on Spotify, a variety of investment topics for you to pick for educational purposes, really. This is brought to you by Momentus Wealth Management, a local firm licensed in Oregon and in Washington, the firm that I use for my retirement mutual funds and all of that. They're great, great, honest people. Okay, let's take a look. The coast, at one point, Tillamook had mixed precipitation, but generally the beach cameras don't show any accumulation. And it was actually 40 degrees, at least up through Lincoln County, much of the day. There's Gerhardt by the Sea camera looking back at Tillamook. There's Depot Bay, just showing you nothing snow-wise. There's some snow, though, up in elevation in Gresham, Persimmon Country Club. The Gorge got about the same amount of snow that Portland got. There's Cathedral Ridge Winery, not much. Willamette Valley Vineyards in the hills, not much. Camas, a dusting. Sun River had snow. They picked up a little bit more today. That's all new snow from today. It looks like a couple inches. Oregon Garden Resort out there in Silverton. That's a mix of old new snow and Welch's. That's all new snow, about an inch. Maybe there were two on the grass at the end of the Oregon Trail Interpretive Center in Oregon City. Other cameras, Three Rivers Golf Course up in Kelso Longview. This was a south to moving front, so it was really into the noon hour before you folks started to see anything stick. Looks like you got an inch or so on the ground. Okay. There's the inn at Ottercrest, nothing down in Lincoln County, where it was actually pretty warm. And these are the 4 o'clock odds, just to kind of show you where we are. So there's the coast, Salem, or excuse me, Astoria, 37 degrees, east winds at 14. Tillamook, mixed precip, but above freezing at 36. Newport, 37. The forecast for Portland to get above freezing came true. Remember, I had 35 degrees, believing that if we had a dry spell this afternoon, that would allow temps to bump up, and that happened. It was 32 at 8 o'clock this morning when the snow started. We dropped down to 27 around 10 a.m., I think it was, in the heart of the snow, which was the low for today. And then early this afternoon, we dried out and the temperature bumped up to 35, which matched my forecast high. Vancouver, 32. Scappoose, freezing. Hillsborough, we're all kind of right about freezing. McMinnville, 31. Eugene, 32. They're reporting light rain, borderline freezing rain. What's the wind doing? Troutdale, east wind still gusting to 41. At one point, the winds this morning, there was an east wind gust on the Glen Jackson Bridge over the Columbia, the gorge outflow east winds, that spiked at 52 miles per hour. There were hours and hours early to mid morning where the winds along the Columbia, Troutdale, and PDX, the airport, were blowing 45, 48 miles per hour, producing wind chill factors near 10 degrees. But the low that those winds were chasing is weakening, and it's going to actually push inland and start to dissolve tomorrow morning. So overnight, the winds will continue to fade a little bit, and then tomorrow, eventually, the winds will just be gone. So this was the windy day. Tomorrow will actually be a wind quickly turning to the southwest and going quiet. Much colder out in the gorge. There's Hood River in the Dalles sitting at 23. Again, it turned out to be maybe an inch or so of snow in the Columbia River Gorge. And there were snow showers scattered in Bend as well. And most areas showing cloudy skies, some flurries up into Washington. Okay, just wanted to kind of set the table. This is the water vapor imagery. See the big curl right here? Here's Portland, Oregon, Washington. There's the low offshore. This is the low that's going to be weakening overnight. And then as it pushes inland tomorrow morning, the pressure gradients that cause the east wind pretty much go away. And the wind should start to calm, even in the gorge. And then the low basically dissolves in the cold air that we have. And the precipitation winds down in the morning. We start to warm up and the storm ends. Okay. All right. This is great. This is what they call the MM5 model. This is initialized on the GFS, it looks like, and the WRF model. This is out of the University of Washington. It's kind of what we show you on TV. It's a color-coded future radar product. I just kind of stumbled onto this. It didn't exist a couple years ago, but they have it now. All right. This is 4 p.m. this afternoon. The green is rain. So there's Marion County. So south of Salem, rain is what this is not right now. This is a weather model showing potential rain south of Salem at 4 p.m. Up here in the blue, that's that snow band that moved through this morning. It's cleared Oregon, of course, but snowing up in Seattle. So, all right, we're going to play this forward. Let me go here. Let me get it so I can see the clock. And as I play it into the sea, oh, let me back it up. I didn't mean to play it all at once. Okay, here. Oh my goodness gracious. I'll figure this out. Here we go. All right, here we go. I got to use these arrows. Pardon me. This is 10 p.m. tonight. See the yellow? Here's I-5, and there's the yellow. There's Salem. This is the freezing rain bullseye area. Setting up this evening. This could be hours of freezing rain. The weather models that KGW TV has shows the same thing. There's the snow up in the gorge this evening. Pretty quiet in Portland overall. And then as I play this into the night, let me back it up. This is 1 a.m. Hours of freezing rain up much of the Willamette Valley. Portland's kind of on the northern edge. Portland could see a mix of snow or maybe some light icing. And then here's the last snow band. This is 4 a.m. tomorrow. See the yellow starts to disappear. All this blue fills in. That's the snow band that forms early tomorrow morning. And then by 7 in the morning, this shows it's starting to move off. And then by 9, 10 o'clock, it's out of here. And the storm for the west side of the state is pretty much over. Now, the modeling does show we could have some scattered rain showers tomorrow afternoon. This is 4 p.m., snow showers in the Cascades, but the storm is over. Okay, so the big story, let's see here. This is going to be hourly snowfall. 4 p.m. this afternoon up north is again that snow band, pardon me, that moved through us already. Here is overnight. This is just showing you snow. There's some snow in the north coast range. This turns into that little push of snow that comes into the valley overnight, replacing the freezing rain. Portland gets this snow. And then by the time we get into late morning, it starts to push out. Again, that may or may not be an inch of snow. I think it will be at least another half of an inch, which would be a dusting of snow moving in. This next one is freezing rain. This just shows you the bullseye this evening into the overnight. Notice this does give Portland a chance of some icing tonight. Most models show Portland mainly snow to a chance of a little bit of icing. Doesn't take much. But the bullseye is really near Salem down through Albany and Corvallis. In this brighter area, there could be at least a tenth of an inch of ice and maybe a quarter of an inch of straight freezing rain ice. So you folks really need to be cautious down this part of the valley. Notice there's nothing south of Lane County. That's because this part of Oregon is warming up. Remember, that's where that one product showed rain. Um, and it's this part south of Lane County where temperatures probably stay above freezing tonight, and it's just all rain as the winter threat there is over and warming is taking hold. 52 in Medford right now. These are temperatures. 52 in North Bend right now. So Eugene is kind of the back end of the colder weather. It's warmer in Salem. It's warmer in Portland. And I still believe it's not absolutely a slam dunk that everybody in the Portland Metro and Vancouver Metro get down to freezing tonight. We could hold 33, 34. But if we get a heavy enough shot of precip of any type at some point, that will drive temperatures probably down as low as 30 to 32. So a lot of uncertainty there. Okay, Medford, what's going on? I think you folks are done with winter weather. You are. 37 tonight, 47 tomorrow. A dry Saturday, a rainy Sunday, getting back to normal. Okay, all right. Here's Bend, 18 right now. Chance of snow and then some developing sun on Friday, and then mostly cloudy Saturday, a chance of rain later in the day. This winter storm is gone. Friday, rain likely. Could be some snow in the morning, it looks like, but highs 44, and highs basically 40 or better going into next week. Okay. Out in Pendleton, 18 degrees right now. Some snow continuing on Friday. Folks expected to be near to above freezing. And then Saturday, you start to warm up 32 to 39, 40 on Washington's birthday on Monday. No big warm up, but clearly you're pulling out of what we have had, the really frigid temperatures. Here's Salem. This is interesting. A lot of modeling shows Salem and Portland could be anywhere from 30 degrees tonight to 35. This shows there's warming all the way up into Salem past Eugene, and it's 40 in the morning. I would take that with a grain of salt, but it is a possibility. We're starting to get into the warming away from the east winds out of the gorge. And then you can see 46 tomorrow afternoon. So definitely 40s tomorrow afternoon will be ending the chance of a storm. What's Eugene? This shows rising temps in Eugene as well tonight. Not a guarantee, but something to watch for. And then you're up to 51 on Sunday. Okay. All right. Up in Seattle, what we got? 38 staying above freezing tonight to 42 tomorrow. Again, they didn't have as cold a weather as we had here in Portland. 41 to 44 Saturday. There's the rain in the forecast, getting it to 50 even in Seattle on Tuesday. So that'd be nice. North Bend 52 right now. You're clearly out of the cold weather. 50 Friday, 50 Saturday, right? Yeah. Okay. What about Astoria? That's showing you hold upper 30s to maybe 40. And that makes sense. I really think the biggest threat of any winter weather at the coast was this morning. So the beaches are probably going to go ahead and stay warm right now, which is what that was showing. So my 7-day forecast, I'm not sure. Again, I think tonight we're no colder than 30 in Portland. It would take some precip to drive us down that low, but maybe we hold 32 or slightly above. The storm ends in the mid-morning hours. Could be a scattered rain shower in the afternoon. We get up to 42. It's dry Friday night to dry Saturday morning. Rain develops later in the day Saturday as we get up to 45. A rainy Sunday, about 40 to 39 to 49. Showers on Monday, President's Day, 41 to 53, and we're pretty mild actually into next week. Okay. I hope all that made sense, and I hope you found that I gave you a good forecast for today. I felt like it was right on what we had talked about. Hope you agree. I'm meteorologist Rod Hill. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. It helps me out. I will talk to you soon.